Over here in the upper right, in the red, we have
스타트 CuriousZ.
And over here in the bottom right, in the blue, we have
SK텔레콤 T1soO.
Oh. You know, this map, Whirlwind, definitely going to be, you know, it's such a large map that I would say the odds, of course, you almost always see Muta versus Muta, but there are some other builds in there. You know, you can do little, like, Roach timings, little Zergling
try to
end it
early.
Yeah, there's even some cool Nidus play. But the map is just so large that I feel like this could be a ridiculously long Muta versus Muta game. And I would say this game could be very telling, because if one of these players thinks, oh, I'm not really that good at Muta versus Muta, this is really the map where you probably don't want to go into that, because the game is probably going to go long, because to commit across this entire map with a big flock of Mutas, even if you're 3-4 Mutas up, your opponent's going to have those by the time you get there.
Yeah.
So
very true. You know, we could talk a lot about Muta versus Muta because we already know a lot about Muta versus Muta in StarCraft 1, but it's a really unforgiving situation to get in. And a lot of people early on in StarCraft 1 tried to avoid Muta versus Muta builds. They would do 2-hatch Hydra builds or expand Hydra builds, which never really...
They didn't last.
They didn't last. Well, they were gimmicky. Yeah. It's if you didn't see it before, they briefly had like a resurgence. They went away and then they came back for like a few months and they went away again, because if you're doing Muta builds correctly, you can't beat a Hydra player, because you can go in their base, kill all their drones if they leave, and then still get back to your base and defend.
Yeah.
But you know, it's really weird. Mirror matchups occasionally. This occasionally happens in mirror matchups. Excuse me. It happened a little bit in PvP, but it was nowhere near as dramatic as it was in CDC. PvP, StarCraft 1, you had the Dragoon Raver.
Yeah, and you just kind of have to mirror those units. And, you know, it's funny, in StarCraft 2, like, if you both go Stargate openings and start on Phoenixes, the best course of action, theoretically speaking, is to just non-stop Phoenix the entire time. And just get as many Phoenixes as humanly possible. But yeah, there's just... That can happen in mirrors. You know, where you figure out what is the best thing, what is the super mobile unit that's going to just destroy my opponent, because I just outmaneuver them. And, you know, with the Mutalisk upgrades and the downgrades to the Infestor with Heart of the Storm, man, that makes it the Mutalisk.
That's very true. And there's also, you know, when you think of Muta versus Muta, a lot of it comes down to the timing. If you rush to Mutas, your economy, if let's say you get it before the other guy, your economy might not be as strong, but then you get map control. And in ZVZ with map control, that means you take out all their overlords. Yeah. If they don't have any overlords, well, they're losing supply, but they also have no idea what's going on the map.
And whoever gets map control, it can be very powerful, but you have to be super careful with it when both players are going Mutas, because if you get out of position on the wrong side of the map, your opponent will have more.
Yeah. And, you know what's funny, man? Do you remember long ago, I was talking about my theory on the Muta Ball?
Yes.
With the unlimited
like
selection.
Back in StarCraft 1.
Yeah, StarCraft 2 had been announced. We knew there was going to be unlimited selection, and I was saying, man, there's going to be a Muta Ball. Because in StarCraft 1, you couldn't select more than 12 units, and you only had 11 selected because...
It was with an Overlord.
With an Overlord in it, because that made them bunch together. I don't want to get into that, but now I'm like, you can have 30 mutas, in a ball. We're going to have the Muta Ball, man. Yeah. It's going to be crazy.
We definitely do see that.
Yeah, it's definitely here.
You know, they're just so powerful in the ball because they can actually all shoot at once. Right. And, you know, it's going to be hard to count how many you have there. The one thing you got to watch out for is that splash damage, but Infestors really have been downgraded so much, and it does cost so much gas to really get them out that I'm not as likely to see them.
Well, we got Ling's speed up. He's going to go ahead and drive back CuriousZ a little bit, and 4 gas is on the way now.
And look at this. Sue is actually making a Roach Horn instead of getting a lair.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to do a timing here.
Yeah, it looks like he could all in. And we'll see if he can actually hit hard enough, because if CuriousZ gets enough spines up to actually stop this, then suddenly he's going to have Mutatech against, you know, basically someone with a bunch of units that aren't going to do anything.
All right, he's going to try to snipe the Baneling with a single Zergling so it can't be optimized as far as damage goes. This is very delicate how this works.
Ooh. And you see both players microing their hearts out to try to make sure that they don't lose Banelings to Lings. 12 Roaches on the way, and you know what? Curious right now, none the wiser. He doesn't have anything really in production. 5 drones, 8 Lings.
Blindsided by this.
Yeah,
this could end right away, guys. Yeah. Essentially, Sue is going to go for a timing and try to end this right away so that we don't get it in mid-game. Meanwhile, Curious is he's going to be completely screwed because he's making an extra hatch.
Spire hatch and 3 drones. That is absolutely like the list of what you don't need right now against this. And you know what? Sue's doing a good job of just the little micro wars to try to make it look like he's not doing this. But here it comes, and Curious knows. What can Curious possibly do from here?
All right, the Roaches are coming up now. It's no secret anymore. We see Spine Crawlers coming out.
We're probably
spaced out here so the Banelings can't do optimal damage to them.
Yeah, and here you're going to see just mass Banelings popping up from both players. And that's just because maybe you can get lucky with these Banelings and win as Curious, hold off the attack as Curious. And, of course, as Sue, the Banelings he's all in. He may as well.
Exactly. He's hitting the Spine Crawler now. The Banelings are coming up. He wants to try to snipe those down if he can. Going back and forth now. More Banelings coming up here. For Sue, excuse me. Now he's going to try to hit hard.
Oh! Whoa! And, well, it doesn't look like those Banelings hit quite hard enough there from Curious. The Roaches, Lings, and Banes continue to move forward. The Spine Crawler's starting to pop up. Could Curious possibly hold?
I don't know. We're down to 1 Spine Crawler right now, and it is being targeted down the drones here. We have more Lings on the way right now, but he needs them all together. Curious says in order to defend, we have 39 supply to 73.
And this is obviously not very good right now for Curious. He's making 4 mutas, but will he take critical damage before they can clean anything up?
All right, more Lings are coming in here, and I think this game is about to end.
Yeah.
There's really no turning around from this. And GG.
All right, a nice little timing attack.